How did you figure out that you had a knack for investing? How did you get into stocks? How did you buy that first property? Like, how did you go from, I don't know what I'm going to be when I get big to becoming a financial whiz? Like, that's a pretty cool step.
It is pretty cool stuff. It's a great story. So when I was 6 years of age, I had two siblings younger than me, and obviously I couldn't throw a football. I couldn't do what everyone else has been doing. Couldn't run track. And so my dad pushed me in mathematics and chess. And we're European, from the Eastern European bloc. And that's how we were raised. I was born in Australia, but I was raised Eastern European. And in that culture, school, working hard, not complaining, being thankful, shut up, just do what you can, and really pushing me hard was a beautiful thing. I became a year in advance student in mathematics in school. I was known as a good chess player back then. I was taught that money don't grow on trees, and that's not because they told me that. They did say that, and I didn't understand what that meant until my parents refused to buy me toys. In the refusal to buy me what I wanted, when I wanted it, how I wanted it, it prevented me, first and foremost, from being ill prepared for the world. The world
Right.
doesn't give you what you want, when you want, how you want it. And if they do, it's probably bad for you. Okay. And so to prepare me for the world, I actually picked up the vacuum cleaner, figured out a house chore at 6 years of age to earn money to then get the toys I wanted. It gave me dignity, it taught me goal setting, and it taught me to be grateful for the food on the table. It's one thing, Daniel, to hear from my parents who fled communism regime in 1960s former Yugoslavia, fleeing, leaving their home land and having no home and having no food, and then both of my parents migrating to Australia with nothing. My dad straddling three jobs, my mom having a full-time job, then raising a disabled son and two other siblings after me. I mean, just incredible role models, right? But it's one thing to say, hey, sons, daughter, be thankful for the food you have because there were times in life that we didn't have food. That doesn't compute. But when you actually set goals for your kids that they take responsibility to set their own goals, it was just a big thing. And so work ethic, forward thinking of, when I was a kid, my dad saying, Nick, you don't have arms and legs, but you have a brain, use your brain, get employees to be your hands and feet could be really, really cool in dreaming bigger in that. That's kind of what I was thinking, accounting, financial planning, working hard for money, saving, that was very good. Being independent, very good. But then age 16, my dad said, hey, son. I said, yes, dad. He said, I want to teach you how money can work for you, not just you work for money. And I'm like, what do you mean? And that's when I learned about simple interest compared to compound interest. That's when I learned about the stock market. And I was very intrigued. And at age 16, my dad trusted me. He knew how sharp I was back then. I would actually trade my dad's stocks according to his orders. And actually, you'd have to pick up the phone and
Oh,
call
yeah.
the stockbroker back then in the 1990s to actually put a position in Australia in. And so I saw my dad work really hard, but then I also saw how he was smart with money and money grew.
Right.
And I was so intrigued about that. And so I learned about stocks, but he was more of a fundamental trader, blue chip. I'm like, what else is there? And I learned about technical analysis and the charting intrigued me. And I'm like, I want to know more. And then I learned about options where you can make money even if the stock goes down, make money even if it doesn't go up or down, and make money, of course, if it goes up, depending on the position that you take. And so I actually became an options trader, spent a couple grand to go to a class to learn. My parents thought I was crazy spending $2,000 to $3,000 on this. I'm like, no, no, no. And I did it. And then I spoke, saved money, invested, spoke, saved money, invested, and bang, 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 and went all in every single time, compounding, compounding. And it was just incredible. At age 17, 18, I actually felt like I was cheating because my my friends at school would work really hard at school, homework, and then go to a coffee shop, get paid 9, 10, $11 an hour, and I'm making hundreds of dollars. I'll never forget. Uh, I make 180 bucks in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I place a trade at 8:45 and buy it, and it just did the same thing every single time. Dunlop tires, it would open at 72, go down to 71 cents, and then I put an order to sell at 74 cents, couple grand. It was just like, what in the world is going on? And I did that daily. And I'm like, this is cheating. And I'm like, oh my God, maybe money is just a game. And funnily enough, like I think stocks are sexy. And when speaking went to zero, obviously you need to diversify your investments, and real estate was something I started. I bought my first home at age 19. And we had a portfolio out here in Texas since 2013. And when speaking went to zero, and some very difficult, trying, unique times that I had to face as a celebrity here in America in 2019. So between 2019 and 2020, that was my most difficult time of life that extended into 2021. I went through counseling. But in that, there were some financial repercussions that if I didn't have a 500,000 to lose in 2019 and a 500,000 in 2020 to lose, our financial situation would be very different and difficult. And the reason why I was able to do that is because I had a portfolio to diversify in real estate that I could liquidate, and also saving some cash. And lastly, went back into stock trading. 2021, I traded stocks for 6 months and did really well. And I just feel like knowledge is huge empowerment, and that can be abused and misused. But the knowledge of, first and foremost, your identity in life, again, faith, family, friends. But when you look at your fitness and your finance brings freedom. There are so many people, Daniel, who never enjoy their life because they feel like their financial dreams or freedom of walking away from a 9 to 5 job is impossible. It's not.